99.3 Nigeria Info.
All right, Lagos, welcome back. It's still the morning crossfire right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info, and we're talking Lagos State local government elections. I know there's a lot to talk about. Obi versus Sanwo-Olu, Paledu, the economy. There's a lot to talk about, but we need to keep our eyes on the elections. Why am I saying so? You know, sometimes we spend time to talk about things that are important, but are not the main issues. You know, we don't stay on course. So an example is this: we have a conversation on poverty in Nigeria. You know, a conversation on poverty in Nigeria, and then we're talking about schools, something that happened maybe 10 years ago. You know, 14 years, 12 years ago, 16 years ago, that is not relevant to today. You know, and we need to keep our eyes on what is relevant today. All right. So if we're talking about poverty in Nigeria, today, poverty amongst the people, how Nigerians are faring, then we need to have a conversation based on that issue, based on the facts surrounding the issue. Whether you agree or disagree, you bring your facts, I bring my facts to look at what is on ground. But if we veer away from the important thing of talking about what is on ground today, then we've lost focus. And that is what I want everyone to know. All right, let's talk about what is happening today. And that's why we're talking about the Lagos State local government elections, because it's around the corner. You're going to have to vote for local government chairmen and councillors, all right, for today, for this year, for the next 4 years, who will influence the politics, the social life, the economic life, the financial life, the infrastructure, security of Lagos for the next 4 years and beyond. Please permit me to introduce our guest today. She is a chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Committee in Lagos State. She is also a member of the National Rescue Movement, which is a political party. And she's the first female to be elected chairman of the IPAC state, or IPAC, of IPAC in Lagos State, rather. In 2024, she emerged the new Lagos chairman of IPAC in a keenly contested election held at the Independent National Electoral Commission Media Center, Saboyaba, Lagos. She defeated the incumbent chairman, Mr. Olusegun Jayola Mobolaji of the Young Progressive Party. And I'd like to say a very good morning and welcome to Temilade Akinade. Temilade, good morning to you. Good to have you.
Good morning.
Yes.
Good morning. It's my pleasure to be here.
You've been quite busy, and I can understand. You know, but we're glad to have you here today. The Lagos State local government election is around the corner, and IPAC issued a statement. You know, I think I'll call it the second salvo after the date was announced. So we'll look at all that and try to understand where IPAC is coming from. But for those of you listening, please call the numbers we usually advertise: 0201 277 0993, 0201 277 0993. We're also taking calls on the female line: 0201 465 7190, 0201 465 7190. That's for female listeners only. And WhatsApp number for WhatsApp calls only: 08095 975805, 08095 975805. We have a live stream on Facebook, and we have a live stream on YouTube as well. Search for Nigerian 4FM and drop your comments. And of course, we have a post on X. Also search for Nigerian 4FM on X and drop your comments. Like I said, Lagos is preparing for local elections, which will determine the council chairpersons and councillors. We have 20 local government areas in Lagos State, but this time, last year, the Lagos State Independent Electoral Commission is telling us that we'll also have to vote for the 37 LCDAs. So we geared up for that election, which LASIK has announced for the 12th of July, 2025. Are you ready? How ready are you? Have you picked your candidates? Are you confident in the process? Madam, we had a conversation on this the week it was announced, and majority of our listeners said they're not interested in the election. Why? They feel their votes will not count. What do you say to that?
Well, that has been a problem in the past where people believe their vote does not count. And I want to assure them that this time around, their votes will be counted, because we've been really working on how the collation will be. In the past, we've been having our collation centers at the local government offices, secretariat, and the rest. And we think it's not really okay for political parties to accept local government offices to be a collation center. So we are really working towards that we don't want our collation results, our elections, the voters, they are not interested in having collation centers in all the local government offices. So we are really working on that. Well, we advise them that having open places like field hall would be okay for all political parties to be present. Let them see the results. Let's collate it where everybody will be, because part of the accusation then was most of these adult staff, secretariat workers, they will be in the collation centers 24 hours before bringing the results. So we think if we have open places like field and all that, nobody will be there. Nobody will be able to sneak there. So I think this time around is going to be a new dimension, because there won't be any collation centers at all these traditional rural houses, the local government offices. We promise that won't be there.
Is that guaranteed? Has LASEC agreed that there will not be no collation at these places, or is that something that you hope and wish and want to see happen?
Yeah, we hope and we believe it's going to happen, because when we did the advice to LASEC, they told us they will really work on it, and she promised that, and we hold up our statement that she will find something out of that. So we believe, and we will still go, because of course we are going to have a stakeholders meetings where we'll even remind them of what are they going to do about that. So I wish and I hope there will be change.
Okay, it seems last IPAC, the Independent Interparty Advisory Committee, has some issues with LASEC. I read part of your statement from a couple of weeks ago. You talked about the fact that the chairman of LASEC has not called you for any stakeholder meeting. That the only meeting that was held, IPAC had to request for that meeting to be held, and that's when it held. Has anything changed since you issued that statement?
Yes. After the statement, we were sent a letter for a meeting, a stakeholder meeting. Or no, let me say for all political parties. And when we got there, we realized that it wasn't only political party, but National Youth of Nigeria was added program, which were like, no, this can't be happening. And part of the excuses was they came in, they were sworn by the January 10th. Mm-hmm. They don't have that much time to do much. And what she said was they had to visit all their stores in all local government area and the LCDAs, that they were busy doing familiarization visits to all their local government and LCDA. So we felt, no, you're supposed to, immediately you are swearing, the first set of people you're supposed to have a meeting with, it's political parties. Hear from us, what do you people need to advise us on what to do? But instead, you're busy going around the local government and all. So when we met, we were able to let her know that, no, this is not done anyway. So our explanation later, no, she said, there's no time. They're supposed to swear them in since last year, but nothing happened till this January. They don't have much time. At the end of the day, we feel like, okay, if that should be the case, we should be able to have lots of meetings before election. So we are still hoping, because since then she has been communicating and all that, asking for advice, asking for the next of action. So by now we are okay with her.
All right, interesting. And you're saying that you're confident that the changes to the elections, you want to see the collation centers not at local government secretariats, not at the in government buildings, but neutral places. Where would you like to see the collation done?
Well, we suggested that they should have like primary schools in all local governments. I think we have government schools there. We want to use primary schools all. Mm-hmm. We want to use, nobody wants to allow political parties to come to their churches and their mosques because of anything can happen. So
even we does not allow that.
It's not. So we are open to have open places, field, schools, halls, and the rest.
What issue do you have with the collation being held at the local government secretariat? After all, the local government secretariat is for everybody. You, I, all of us. It's property, public property. What issue do you have with collation being held at local government secretariats?
Thank you very much. The last election, 2021 election, the ad hoc staff that does not really know what is happening in about election, they were like, it's only ruling party that can have access to the collation centers. So most of our members were at the gates. They were not allowed to go to the collation centers, maybe because the ad hoc staff are not well trained. So they don't know the difference between the political parties and the ruling parties. So now we were like, no, we don't want to have any recurrent issues. Most of our members, they were not allowed to the collation centers then.
Okay, interesting. But you are telling the people of Lagos that it will be different this time, and they should trust LASIEC and come out and
they
vote.
Should trust the process. Yeah.
All right. Interesting. You also, in your statement issued a couple of weeks ago, 3 or so weeks ago, you expressed some sort of reservation with the law that was signed, or an amended law, I don't know which it is, by the governor, which allows for voting now, not just for the 20 local government areas in Lagos State, but also for the additional 37 LCDAs. What issue do you have with that? What issue do you have with that, please?
Yeah, we've been waiting to have the concluding parts of what we did this last year, December. If you recollect, we all went to House of Assembly for public hearing. And the argument was, are we going to have election in 20 local government or and 37 LCDA against the Supreme Court judgment? So we were going further back, and at the end of the day, we couldn't hear anything because of the crisis at the State House of Assembly. So when we went for a meeting, the first meeting we had with LASEC, it was that day we realized that the law has been, the bill has been passed and the governor has signed it. And we were like, how can the governor sign a law and it's not in public domain? Nobody has access to that. So we like, no, this is not going to happen, because against this, the signing 37 into the law is against the Supreme Court judgment. But they were like, no, it has been signed by the government. Initially, in fact, up to now, we are still looking at it, how it's going to happen, because part of the 19 political parties, some says that there is just a kind of distraction to them, that they want to go by it. Some says they are fine, and some says they are not interested in the LCDA, that they can only have the election in 20 local government. So for now, we don't really have much to say about that, because IPAC is a body, and individual, we are not in same agreement as we speak. So we are still looking at it if we are going to have it in the LCDAs too.
Are you saying there's some division in IPAC?
No, not at all.
Okay. So isn't it a good thing that Lagosians are allowed to vote for the chairman of the LCDAs? seeing that they are still operating like local government areas in Lagos State. Isn't that supposed to be a good thing? Maybe the governor should even be commended for signing such a bill on an act into law.
Yeah, no, the fourth, I don't want to say that, but the governor, well, if to blame, maybe the House of Assembly, because they promised that they are going to get to the masses, they are going to get to everybody the conclusion of the open hearing. But at the end of the day, nothing was done. But as for me, as a chairman of National Rescue Movement, we don't really have such time to know if to conclude if we are to go by the 37 local government and 20 local government. So we think we should, I think as not IPAC, but as my party, Interparty National Rescue Movement, that we should go for it, the 37 LCDA, because even when we have the 57, both local government and LCDA, we still have some issues where people believe they are not being taken care in their various local government. The development is not everywhere. So I think for now, for this year, maybe we'll fight it in the next election. For me, I think we should go by it because we don't really have that time at all. Okay. So, for me, I think we go by it.
Okay, but the position of IPAC is that you were not consulted.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Let's pick some calls before we go for a first break, and then when we come back, we'll take more of our listeners' contributions. 0201-277-0993. We've heard from the chairman of IPAC in Lagos State, who also doubles as the chairman of the National Rescue Movement. That's the party of the late Gani Fawemi, if I'm not mistaken.
No.
Oh, okay. That was National Conscience Party. I'm sorry. I mixed it up. Sorry about that. 99.3. Good morning. Hello.
Kofi, good morning.
Welcome. Your name, please.
Adetayo from Ekwe.
All right. Are you ready for the election? The IPAC chairman says people should be should participate.
This local government election, I am not voting at all. I won't come outside and waste my time. I'd rather wait for 2027 election because I don't believe in the process. Last sec, I don't believe in them. They are being controlled and owned by the government. So I am not going to waste my time at all to 2027. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. He will not waste his time at all till 2027. IPAC chairman, I saw you smiling when he was talking. What's your reaction to that?
Yeah, to the caller, I want to plead that the system has changed to me. You know why I said that? When the notification of election came out, could you believe that even the ruling party does not know anything about it? The chairman somebody called from the ruling party, one of their stakeholders said, when did you guys have meeting before the release of the notice of election? I said, so are you telling me? He said, nobody, even the ruling party does not know anything about it. And when I asked the madam, she said, well, I am independent. I don't have to consult any political party differently from IPAC. So I want to believe this time around, everything is going to change, honestly.
All right. Okay. She says this time around, everything is going to change. I don't know about you, if you're listening right now. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back from the break, we'll take some more thoughts. But we still have with us the state chairman of the Interparty Advisory Committee right here on the Morning Crossfire. Sorry?
Interparty Advisory Council.
I'm sorry. I don't know why I always mix it up. Interparty Advisory Council. Sorry about that. With us here on the program. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll continue with the conversation. You tell us if you're listening this morning. Are you going to take her words for it? These are opposition parties, by the way. Are you only made up of opposition parties, or you have APC as part of IPAC?
They are part of IPAC. They're my deputy.
Okay, so you're different from the other one. There's another group that has what's it called again? There's another group. You guys have some issues. Another group. I'm trying to remember them. Okay, we'll be right back. Stay with us at the Morning Crossfire.
Sarah needs a printer to study her lessons, and I also need one for my office. Teacher Sarah recommended the HP Smart Tank 750 printer to me. It's equipped with ink tanks that last a long time, so we can forget about buying ink cartridge. It's so easy to refill. All you need to do is buy the ink bottles and refill it yourself. Plus, it comes with 1-year warranty. So, print, copy and scan up to 8,000 color or 18,000 black pages. It's awesome! Get it today at all DreamWorks stores. Nothing's easier than printing your documents with the HP Smart Tank 750 printer for precise and vibrant prints. Call 0808 553 8331 or visit www.dreamworksdirect.com for more information.
Everyone says I'm beautiful and bold. They say I'm fashionable, and to crown it up, very confident. And my secret is...
People say I'm good looking, funny, hardworking, and to crown it up, very confident. And my secret is...
So whether in the office or at home,
in the streets or on the dance floor,
anytime, any day, I never lose my confidence. And the secret to my confidence is Wazobia perfume.
Absolutely. Wazobia perfume gives the authenticity and long-lasting fragrance all day. That's my secret confidence.
Wazobia perfume is available in body spray.
Also available in supermarkets and markets near you. Wazobia perfume, the correct scent.
For 3 great seasons, the fans have fought with passion and fire. Their best they brought. The banter was bold, the debates were tight. Each word a weapon, each match a fight. But now it's bigger, the stakes much higher. The battle returns, and it's full of fire. Fan Battle 4 with Femi and the gang. The 99.3 Nigeria Info. The stage is bang. In partnership with Sports Salon, we raise the game with glory, honor, and a shot at fame. Think you've got what it takes to score? And step right up. It's time for more.
Live auditions for Fan Battle 4 are on Saturday, May the 10th from 10 a.m. at Nigeria Info Studios, 267A at Tim Ian Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos.
Fan Battle 4. Let the battle begin.
Are you ready? We've got something fresh and we are feeling okay. Shine your eyes, so don't delay. It's Redmi A5 time today. A5, A5, A5. The Redmi A5 is here to slay. 32 MP AI dual cam snap at the pro. Only the sharpness show. 6.88 inch display. Big and bright, 5200 mAh battery. You power day and night. Face unlock. Fingerprint is here for you.
Xiaomi has just launched the brand new Redmi A5, and it's bold, it's powerful, and it's made just for you. Redmi A5 with its stunning camera, immersive display, long battery life, and thoughtful design. The Redmi A5 is a game changer. Upgrade your style and stay connected. Get your hands on the Redmi A5 today. Buy now. Redmi A5. Redmi A5. Affordable, accessible, available. Redmi A5. Redmi A5. Innovation for everyone. Innovation for everyone.
The world is changing and opportunities are everywhere. The question is, are you ready to seize them? For far too long, we have been conditioned to think within the constraints of geographical borders created by man. An example is Nigeria. But let me tell you something profound. You are part of the world, not just one nation. You don't just live in Nigeria, you live in the world. It's time to break free, look beyond borders, and seek opportunities that span the globe. You need a worldview. The world is open for business, and the opportunities are endless. It's time to think global. It's time to trade global. Visit hfm.com or download the HFM app on Google Play Store or App Store to get started today.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk. Let's talk. Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Lagos, welcome back. It's still the morning crossfire on 99.3 Nigerian Info. We're talking local government elections in Lagos State. They're coming up on July 12, 2025. The local government elections are really important. Now, I had someone call in and say, oh, he's not interested or she's not interested. He is not interested, rather, in the Lagos State local government election because nothing will come out of it. He is interested in 2027 elections. Well, little does he know that the reason the politicians are really interested in local government elections, and you see it in all the, constitutional amendments and the Supreme Court cases, and the battles and the fights. Look at River State, look at what's happening in Niger State, look at what's been going on in Benue State. They're all interested in local government elections because those local government chairmen will influence the outcome of the governorship and even presidential election. I don't know if my guest will agree with me on this. Oh, okay. I was. Yeah. You agree, right? Tell me why. How do you think?
When you have a credible candidate for the local government election and somebody you believe can deliver, they always have influence in any governorship election because they are very close to masses. If they are close to masses, and if they perform very well, people will come out massively to vote that if this person can do that, maybe governorship candidate can do more. So they really have influence in governorship and presidential election.
All right. So people should not say, I'm waiting to 2027. That's when I'll vote for my president and my governor. They need to start from now. July 12th, that's when the 2027 election begins, right? Okay.
You're right.
Okay, fantastic. 02012770993. Our guest this morning is the chairman of the Inter-Party Advisory Council in Lagos State, IPAC, and also chairman of National Rescue Movement. I confuse it with National Conscience Party, which is a party of Kanifayemi. Mrs. Temilade Akinade, good to have you on the program. So for those of you listening, you've heard it from the horse's own mouth. Don't wait till 2027 because the 2027 election in Lagos State officially kicks off on July 12, 2025. And you might be at home when it starts, and then you lose the first leg of this match. 99.3, good morning.
Hello, Kofi, good morning. Once again, I retire from Ikoyi.
Okay, you called.
I know the importance of the Yes, I know the importance of the local government election. What I meant is, will it be credible? Will it be credible? That is what I'm saying. Will ASEC give us the real result or manipulations and what have you?
All right, thank you. I was meant to take your call only once, but if I could say, Jack, you already were on your way. But I appreciate you calling back, to clear the air, which is important. 02012770993. So, madam, there you have it again. Credibility, still an issue, a concern for the voters in Lagos.
Thank you very much. Yesterday I was able to get across to LASEC chairman, and we were talking about what is happening in each local government, each political parties, where we have some political parties stakeholder imposing a candidate to people, to their local government. What she said was, Madam, she said, our reply was, let them do it internal thing, that we don't have mouth in it, because of course it's their internal problem where you think you can impose on the citizen. My response was, if eventually they impose on any candidate on the masses, if only the masses can come out and say, no, this person was imposed on her and they are ready to go to court, she's going to do that for anybody. I was like, I'm hearing it for the first time, where the chairman will say any candidate that they think they don't want, and for that to cause any problem in the state, that is going to court for anybody. She's ready to to give us a well and a very election, if I may say. She's ready to assist in getting free and fair election, honestly.
All right. So the Interparty Advisory Council Chairman says LASEC is ready to do the job, give Lagosians a free and fair local government election. We reached out to LASEC to come on the program. They asked us to write them. Usually when a government agency says write, it's almost like a sign of, we don't want to come, or, let's just make it harder for them to reach us. But I want to believe that LASEC is different, especially hearing how glowingly you've talked about the LASEC chairperson. So we believe, having done what they asked us to, which is to write, which we don't normally do, that they will honor our invitation to come on the program right here, because it's a good opportunity to inform the people about the election. And one of the functions we see of INEC, and I think LASEC by extension, is they embark on public enlightenment often, especially in the weeks and months leading up to the election. So that's for the chairperson of LASEC. Please respond to our letter, and we hope to have you here as soon as possible. Now, what you've just said about imposition of candidate forms the message we got sent on WhatsApp by in Ogun State, who says to the guest, ma'am, how do you stop anointed candidates often imposed by incumbent chairmen? I think you just said LASEC is going to do the needful. If it were all down to LASEC or INEC, maybe Nigerians will have a better experience in elections. But sometimes they are powerless. They are powerless when these anointed candidates, want to win the election by all means. So is it all about LASEC? Can LASEC stop, thugs from flogging? I mean, we had a lot last week. People said they're not voting because last time they went to vote in the local government election, they were flogged. Even adults were flogged by thugs and touts, were caned. Imagine using a koboko to whip an older person, a grown-up. So can LASEC stand up to these touts and these thugs who are wielding canes and sticks and beating people up?
All right, thank you very much. This question, I've raised it with her, and her response was she's really working with security agencies to curb any form of this activities, beating, snatching ballot boxes, and the rest. She said she has consulted all the security agencies, and of course, IPAC. We are doing that on our own to get across the security agencies to train the ad hoc staff first, because the most problems start from the ad hoc staff when they don't know their right from the left. Maybe anytime they are training the ad hoc staff, we would like to invite the to train them more. So I think there will be changes, honestly. The security agencies will be on ground, and it will curb all the excesses of snatching and thuggery.
All right. We have a next caller coming through. You seem really confident in the ability of LASEC to conduct a free and fair election, which is good to see. 99.3, good morning.
Kofi.
Yeah, welcome.
You have your man on the line speaking from Ekwe.
Okay, please go on.
I'm sorry, I hope this your show is not a fraud.
Have we asked you for money? Why do you say so? Go on.
We've known how it is in Nigeria. About some months ago, the electoral officer of Ogun State was interviewed by a radio station, and he called himself Mr. Integrity, that everything is in place, that there will be no problem. I mean, the voting will be fair and credible. When it's time for that election, the radio station that interviewed him were denied access, to cover that election. And we've known how it is. We should just leave everything for APC and concentrate on state election, that is conducted by INEC. That is my personal opinion. Thank you.
Okay, so is that why you said the program maybe ask if I'm embarking on fraud?
I don't know if we should be wasting our time.
Okay, talk to the IPAC chairman now. Madam, he's listening to you. What do you say to him?
Kofi, Kofi,
hold
I
on.
was once a police.
Hold on. Let her respond to you. You heard him. What do you say to what he said? Stay with me, my brother. Yeah, madam.
I can't. It's not clear, honestly.
No,
tell me?
He's accused the program of embarking on fraud, because he says that we all know there's nothing will come out of the election. LASIK is compromised, and it's better to wait for 2027.
Okay. I've been repeating myself all and all. I know what these people are talking about. I know what the Lagosians are talking about. For you to come out of your house to go to your polling unit, at the end of the day, you'll be beaten up. The ballot box will be stolen, and your election will not be counted. I can feel it. It has been happening in the past, but being happening in the past does not mean it cannot change one day. We believe, let's give this one a try. For those people that said they want to wait till 2027, why can't we use this one as a test run? Let's see how it goes.
Kofi,
yes.
If I'm to engage your guest, I will ask her that if it turns out to be the same thing all over again, what should we do?
Can you hear him?
To your guest next time when it comes to the media to speak. Thank you.
Your question again? Oh, he's gone. Okay, but did you hear him? I don't know, but let's. You didn't hear him. Okay, there's a message here saying there's no name attached to it, but it says she knows the truth. There is no truth, or she knows there's no truth in what she's saying. They are all bidding for their master Tinubu. Can't waste my time voting for the election that already picked their choice candidates. Good morning. So he or she who sent in this message is saying you are working for your master Tinubu. That's why you sound so positive about LASIK and its conduct in the local government election.
That's his belief, not mine.
Is it a true belief?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all.
What can you say to convince him and everyone listening that is not true?
Well, of course, Tinubu is not my national chairman that will call and say, this is how we want you to do it. And of course, I don't even have that national chairman that will tell me to do against the will of the people. So to me, he said they know what they are working on or something. Well, I'm working on my party. I'm working with the peace of Lagosians. That's all. I'm not working.
But we know that the template and playbook of the Tinubu brand of politics in Lagos State has always been to plant his loyalists in different political parties, and it's been on for years. And that's what we're now seeing the playbook play out, the template play out in national politics, where you have his loyalists in other parties. So it will be hard to convince the listeners that because Tinubu is not your chairman, therefore it's impossible for you to work for him. It's very possible that you can work for him. I'm not saying you are. I'm not saying you are. That's for you to tell us. But people listening may not be convinced if you say, he's not your party chairman. I'm sure you understand. There are people in other parties. Yeah. So what else can you say apart from the fact that he's not my chairman to convince those listening that you actually have no link whatsoever to Bola Ahmed Tinubu Asiwaju? No link. What can you say to them to convince them?
All right, thank you very much. Like you said, that they always plant their loyalists in all political parties. That's, of course, they believe having their members in all the political parties, we have their highs, and they will be able to get info in political parties. And to me, for now, I don't have anybody, or of course, you cannot determine who your member is, your new member. People will come, they like your party, they want to join your party. You don't know who is who. And that's what I want to say. You cannot be.
But he's talking about you as the chairman of IPAC. And he didn't put his name in the message, but he feels that you are working for Tinubu there, where you are in National Rescue Movement and in IPAC. So what can you say to convince him that you personally have no link to Asiwaju Bola Ahmed? He may be wrong, but it's for you to convince them. He may be wrong.
He is very wrong. I don't have any connection. All political parties are my member, so I don't work for a particular party. If you want to work with Asiwaju, you have to go through the ruling party, which I'm not working with them. They are my member. Some will tell me you don't criticize them. Since they are my member, I don't have the right to criticize political parties. If I can't criticize other political parties, why should I criticize them? And of course, the word opposition, it's really helping in Lagos State. Having an opposition is really working with in Lagos State.
But is that truly an opposition in the real sense of the word? It could be argued that the opposition is been killed, silenced. Where?
There is
where?
Opposition. I don't want to mention the party. We have an opposition in Lagos State.
No. In terms of party on paper, yes, but in reality, in practical terms, no.
Why? The main reason why you don't hear them, you might say you don't hear them, is just that we have a platform where our political party chairman displays our annoyance and anything that you think is not right. And of course, if any of my members write it on the platform that why is this government demolishing this and that, I pick their statement, I pick their statement and send to appropriate quarters, the Ministry of Environment.
But that is it almost seems then, if you do that you are sort of acting, or you guys are like a public relation body for the Lagos State government. If all the parties, 19 whole political parties with their own registration certificate, have to go and then complain on a WhatsApp group, private WhatsApp group, for you to now send it to the appropriate quarter. We are here. None of you have called me, Kofi. I'm angry. I've not heard from. There is no position in Lagos State. With all amount of respect to you. Yeah.
Let me explain how it works. When you send to appropriate quarter, they will have to give the reason why it's being done. We are demolished because it's under high tension. It's under whatever the excuses might be. It's this and that, and you'll be able to tell the chairman that reported that they said they are doing this just because of this, and he will go back.
Yeah, that's why I said you have now become a public relations outfit for the Lagos State government, because you collect the information, you go give it to them, you now send feedback. That's PR. So you are now saying IPAC is now a PR body for the Lagos State government. That's what you're saying.
We are not.
But that's what you're saying.
We are not. Hold on. What happened during the 2020 SARS protest? We don't want such to happen in Lagos again. Why? Because lots of life was lost and nothing happened at the end of the thing. So we are trying to curb any form of protest that can claim life. We all know that we have, we call it a peaceful protest. At the end of the day, we hijack it, it's going to turn to bloody protest. So we are trying as much as possible. It has not been happening before I came, but I think instead of having any kind of protest that will cost people's life and property, so we don't want that to happen again. No matter what protest, there's nothing that will happen in Lagos that what people dying for. That is just the thing.
So you're saying if you engage government on lack of roads, you engage government on maybe issues of street lighting, you engage government on issues of agbero and street urchins harassing people, you engage government on issues of insecurity in certain parts of the state, maybe flooding or environmental situations that need attention, that will be tantamount to bringing back NSAS and then risking the lives of people.
Like I said, we always have a good start. By the end of the day, you will not see some hoodlum hijack. So we don't want any kind of things like that. And of course, each time we call on government, they always attend to us and do what we think it's right for them to do. Okay. We've been having...
So you have a direct link as IPAC now to the Lagos State government. You interact with them from time to time.
Of course.
An open line. So you can always call on them. Governor Sanwo-Olu, CEO, these people are complaining, Governor Sanwo-Olu, CEO, these people are complaining, Commissioner, Tokumbo Wahab, CEO, there's something there, look into it. That's you have the line, and that's how you play your position.
But of course, they have a representative.
Wherein lies the opposition in the real sense of the word? In that, because the definition of opposition is oppose. So that's why I said there is no opposition. Fine, you've given reasons. You said NSAS. Okay, but that does not change the fact that is not opposition, because you're now sort of like a public relations arm, because you have to always reach out to government to now explain to people on behalf of government, this is what the government is saying. You explain this is what the government. I should be doing that.
Okay, the main work of opposition is when they say something is not right, they should come out massively to bring them.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. Hold the thought. Let me put a caller on the line. I think you've explained. You said NSAS is the reason. 99.3. Good morning.
Kofi Bartels. Pastor Ladipo.
All right.
Calling from Orili in Sarigom.
Okay.
You see, Mahmoud even went to London. He went to London. Mahmoud, you see, from the question, the way the lady is answering question, you know that this thing is already a done deal. Let me tell you how they operate. If you like, take the collation to National Stadium. They are there.
Madam, can you hear him, please? Can you hear him?
Even the public school she is saying that they are going to use. Who runs the public school? They will mandate all the headmasters and this thing. They tell you if they lose here. I know some of us know the way these things are being operated. Madam, don't raise anybody's hope here. It is not going to work. In fact, let me tell you, Kofi, from the way she's even sounding, you will know that this is not opposition now.
Okay, hold on.
Like complimenting what the government is doing.
Now, I was asking, okay? I didn't say I was asking. Madam, what do you say to him? I want you to respond to Pastor Ladipo, who says you shouldn't raise people's hopes.
Okay, we're talking about even the places that want to use owned by the government. But I want to believe that if we have the camera, the news agencies, the press, they were fully on ground. I don't know how that is going to be possible, because what we said in our with political parties, immediately they finish at the polling center. Of course, the election we hold at a polling unit. Immediately after the election, all political parties should snap the results. You have all your results snapped. So want to see how they want to come up with what you snap, what 19 political parties snap is wrong. So at the end of the collation center, when all the political parties have their results with them, so how are they going to forge or change the results? That is what I don't know yet.
Okay, all right. Interesting. Okay, we have Ayo sent in a message saying, good morning to you and your guests. NSAS were not by people, but poor handling by government. Just like INEC Classic is raising hope, and on the day of the election, there will be glitches. From experiences, ruling party always win all posts, even when opposition won in Festac Badagry Beju. They always declared inconclusive, and results will be announced a few days later. There's another person out there who does not, agree that the election will be free and fair. The other one says, APC imposed a candidate in my local government and asked our own preferred candidate to step down. Baba, Shokpe politics, I'm not interested. Funsho and Ipaja. Are you talking about which party? Which party are you referring to? Akinade from Ikotun says, good morning, Kofi. I don't hear any confidence in the lady's voice, even with a choice of words. She keeps saying, I think. There's no hope at all. Okay, we're going to leave it at that. Madam, a final word from you, from those saying there's no hope. What will you say to them? Because I believe there's hope.
I have said what I know. Till then, till then, let's see. No, I like what they're saying, because one said, because I used to say, I think. We've not done it. We've not concluded on it. So why should I say this is how it's going to happen until we go back to our various parties and okay, this is the conclusion of. I don't want to say what other political parties will say. Have we concluded on that? So that is why I'm saying maybe or something. So that's by the way. And for somebody said they impose on the candidates on them. The issue now is we are going to have primary. They should go by primaries. If you know you are...
Okay, Madam, hold the thought. When we come back, we'll say proper goodbye.
Is your kid funny, outspoken, or talented? Well, here's your chance to star in Kids Say the Darndest Things Africa Season 3. To enter your kid, just follow 3 simple steps. First, record and post a video of your kids showing their personality or talent. Second, follow and tag What Network and Indomie Nigeria. Third, use the hashtags #KSDT Africa and #WhatKids. Entries close at midnight on 30th April 2025. Don't miss out. Kids Say the Darndest Things Africa is brought to you by Indomie.
Every day is about winning with one play on Nigeria Info. On Nigeria Info, daily winnings is now over 150,000 naira. Just go to oneplay.ng or dial *347 *880 *3#. Play with as little as 500 naira, and in a few seconds, your ticket is in the draw. The more you play, the better your chances of winning every day on the Morning Crossfire, WhatsApp Lagos, and Game On shows on weekdays, and the Football Frenzy shows on weekends. But that's not all. Every Friday, there will be a 500,000 naira jackpot. Playing during the week automatically qualifies you for the weekly jackpot. Your chances of winning are the same whether you play on oneplay.ng or dial *347 *880 *3#. Remember to play responsibly. Not suitable for persons under the age of 18. OnePlay is a registered trademark under Lasho Trading Services Limited.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.